What is happening, ladies and gents? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your friend, your homie, your host, Arrington Gavin. And look, you are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, pop culture, sports, or the latest buzz, we're diving deep and keeping it real. Kick back, stay informed, get ready to join the conversation. Look, guys, I'm so excited to be joining you here on this awesome day. We have so much to discuss within this hour. But before we move on in the show, look, I have to thank those who continue to listen in and tune in. We are growing our viewerships as we speak. We are growing our audience. There's multiple ways you can listen into the program. You can listen in through various podcast platforms. So you can tune in wherever you listen to your podcast: Apple, Spotify, iHeart, any platform. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also listen in to our friends based out of Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM every weeknights at 11 p.m. Also online at wdjyfm.com. So we really thank you over there in Dallas, Georgia. Shout out, shout out. You can also watch this program via YouTube. Our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, the letter R, and then Smooth Club Media. Also on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. And you can follow us on social media at the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. So multiple ways you can stay in tune, stay informed, and stay up to speed on the latest news, trends. We talk everything here on this program, and we don't hold anything back. It's just a conversation. It's a conversation. I will give my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on certain stories happening right now, and right now it's the election season. We just concluded the Olympics, which was awesome. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I was well informed with that Olympics. It was a great Olympics. We won. I think we had 126 medals in total. We were at the highest. Now we tied for gold at 40, I believe, with Japan. But it was still a great Olympics. So many people I would like to shout out, like Chesapeake's own Chesapeake, Virginia is my hometown. Grant Holloway, who was the gold medalist winner in the 110-meter hurdles. So he's from Chesapeake, born and raised. His family is still out there, so I was very excited to support and root him on, as well as a gentleman by the name of Quincy Wilson. Quincy Wilson is 16 years old. Do you hear me? 16 years old, and he competed in the 4x4 relays. He was actually an alternate. So he won. He ended up winning, which I was very excited. Made him the youngest ever to win a Olympic winner at his event, as well as at his age. But he was an alternate. So his 4x4 squad, they won. But guess what? He still left with a medal. And it was funny because on his social media, he said, "I can't believe I'm about to start school in like 2.5 weeks." Because 16, I think he's like what? Junior, maybe. Yeah, starting his junior year in high school. But congrats to those guys, man, and just all the Olympians who competed this past year representing the United States. We want to, just say thank you, and you did us proud. You did us proud. You really did in all events. Even if you didn't leave with a medal, you did your country proud. I know you represent your families and your hometowns proud. So again, just shout out to you all. Also, let's see what else we have on the. We're gonna be talking about a couple of stories in the R&B scene, right? R&B icons Jon B, as well as Keith Sweat had a few words to say about certain other known people within the music industry. So we'll get to talking about that. Of course, we're gonna be speaking on politics. Of course, Donald Trump said some outrageous crap like he always does. The hit TV show A Different World is working on a sequel from the series, which I think is pretty dope because A Different World is a very, very old program, but a very popular and pop culture phenomenon, right? I'm talking, you got Martin, you got Fresh Prince, and you got A Different World, you got the Cosby Show. I mean, you got iconic shows that just will never end. And so I'm excited to speak more on that And then also a huge issue, a bad case, man, of you gotta check your papers. Okay, you gotta check your papers. It was a story about this man who he was dating a girl at the time. I think and then he had her as his beneficiary. They broke up. He never took her off, and long story short, his ex left with a good chunk of money. But the sad thing is, look, you won't believe how long it's been since they've been broken up. So this is why I say make sure you check your papers. Check your papers. So we're gonna talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin show. But before we move on, I have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin show, like Ingenious Gin. That's right, Ingenious Gin is a Black-owned, veteran-owned spirit. For all you gin connoisseurs out there, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin to your collection. Okay, now I'm an avid bourbon and whiskey guy, but Ingenious Gin, they made me a believer, and that's the only gin that I'll rock with. Okay, it is a rose gold complexion. It's great neat. It's great on the rocks. It's great in a cocktail. I highly recommend again to try it out. And then also, hey, if you know someone that is a got stuff happen, and so I highly recommend you to grab yourself a bottle. You can also go online, visit them online at www.ingeniusgin.com, or you can go visit your local Spirit or ABC stores, depending on which city you're in. And also, if you're not watching, then you won't be able to see this code I left, so you can get 20% off if you shop online to ingeniusgin.com. So I'm not going to say it on air right now, guys, because look, you're going to have to watch it. You're going to have to go on our YouTube or Rumble platform, and you can see I have the code listed right here on the screen. And you'll be able to get 20% off your purchase. So again, www.ingeniusgin.com. Make sure that you are 21 and over, can drink this, and just again drink responsibly as well too. We don't want no people abusing this. This is something that you can enjoy, on occasion, or enjoy just time for celebration, and again just kick back, relax, and a good date night. So again, I will say it, drink responsibly. So also I would like to acknowledge the Dapper Luke collection. That's right, the Dapper Luke collection keeps you looking swagged out from head to toe. My good friend Luke, Dapper Luke, as he goes by, but Luke Haskett, he is the creator and founder of the Dapper Luke collection. He's also a former veteran. He served our country in the United States Navy for, I believe, a little over 20 years. And again, we want to thank him for his service. And he is also the creator of my awesome suit that I wore at my wedding when I married the love of my life. And he's been my buddy for a good while. I've bought a few amazing pieces from him, and he dresses men and women as well. So you can go check his website out, Dapper Luke Collection, or you can visit him in person. He has a store location located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, off of Holland Road, and then he also has a location in Baltimore, Maryland. So you have two opportunities to visit him in person, and he can get you all suited up and ready to go. Okay, because you got to make sure, if you are a business owner like myself, you got to make sure the brand is on point. The way you are styled, the way you approach somebody, just the way you're dressed, right? You don't have to be formal. You can, something nice, sleek, business casual, get a nice sports coat. You have to look professional, because at the end of the day, when you encounter and you have meetings and networks with leaders in different avenues, right? They're always going to be like, okay, I remember that guy. He came sharp. He came, dressed to a T, and he already caught my attention before he even he even came up to introduce himself to me. So that's, you always want to make sure you got some good threads. Let's see. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day, and then we will also, after that, start off with our first story of the day as well. So look, you're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Don't go anywhere, my friends, and do me a favor, don't change that dial.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
What is happening, my friends? What is happening? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. So check this out. As I mentioned, we're going to get started with our fun fact of the day. You know, our favorite segment where I throw in a fun fact that not a lot of people ever knew. So our fun fact of the day, I want to ask, did you know that your nails grow faster in hot summer? Okay. Your nails grow faster in hot summer. Did you know that? Says here, this is probably due to increased blood supply to the fingertips. It could also be because you're less stressed while on holiday, so less likely to gnaw away at them. Hmm, fun fact. Never really knew this. I'm not gonna lie. My wife always gets on me because I like to keep my nails like at a certain length, and they're probably like saying, "Dude, you're hurting your nails. You're doing this and doing this." Like I'm not a biter, but I do cut my nails pretty low. Now I'm not talking about immediately when they start really hurting irritation, but I don't. If my nails do the little tapping sound, if I like kind of fiddle my fingers on a table and it makes a tap, I'm like, oh no, that's too it's getting too long. So let me cut those nails off. I'm serious. That is me 24/7. My wife will always say like, you're hurting your nails, don't do that, don't do that. And I'm like, what they're too long. I don't like them that long. And I remember when we went to the what do you call it, to where you get I guess not a salon, the where you get the manicures and pedicures and stuff. I don't know, a spa or something like that. um I went there, and man, you would they chewed one into me when I say the because it was a family that was running the whole thing, and everybody in the family, one person did the nails, one person did the the, the feet, another person did this. Everybody was an expert in a different thing. And when it was we got our feet done, I was like, okay, I'm not, I like to make sure I look, up to par, right? Y'all, I can see fellas right now, bro. You get your feet done? Yes, I do. Okay, you should too, because I be seeing some people wearing flip flops out here during the heat. Look, let me tell you something. Your feet are not flip flop worthy nor sandal worthy. And it's men and women. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I see a lot of men and women that do not have flip flop worthy looking feet, and it makes me nauseous when I'm waiting in a grocery store or waiting in a line and I see the back of them heels looking like they about to bleed because they so just rough looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you even, like, they just, oh. So you gotta treat your feet. You gotta treat your feet. Make sure they look nice. And hey, it's a good way to hang with my wifey. And so we'll just some, and they feel good too. Let's be honest, they feel good. But anyway, fast forward that, it was time to get your nails done and stuff. So I mean, just say chisel them down a little bit, cleaning up, all that good stuff. I don't really get any polish and stuff like that. But that lady looked at my nails. She was like, "Who did your nails? Who did your nails?" I mean, she was hot. She was she was like, "Who did your nails?" And I'm like, "It was me." Like man, I just wanted to run and hide in the corner and cry. I'm like, "Oh, I did not. I did not. I did. I just I just cut them, and to this day, I mean, I still do. I rarely get my nails done. I rarely get my feet done too. If it's looking long, I'll just clip it myself. Because let me tell you something, it's expensive, but you got true professionals out there that, hey, look, go to the pros. You know, you want to treat yourself. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Um, but enough about my moments getting mani petties with my wife. Look, I'm gonna start this off on the first show. And I'm gonna play the soundbite for y'all all, for y'all all. Good gracious, Arrington. So, as I mentioned before, make sure you check your papers. All righty, check your papers. So let me play this soundbite for you, so I can have more more of an explanation of why I'm saying check your papers. So hold tight, my friends, as I bring up this soundbite for you.
A legal battle is over. The mistake is happening in Pennsylvania. Jeffrey Rollison is leaving behind nearly $1 million in his retirement plan. He left it to Margaret Losinger, a woman he dated 34 years ago. Just dated. Back then, he named her as the sole beneficiary on a handwritten form. He never updated that form after they broke up. And now he's set to inherit, or she's rather set to inherit the money, much to the dismay of Rollison's family. Rollison's brothers are now fighting the claim in court. Joining us to talk about it, attorney Jaira Davis. Glad to have you here. So how difficult is it to unravel something like that if the brothers signed it and there's documentation?
So, unfortunately, right, I know that people don't believe that the court system tries to do what we say, but they do. And so when he signed that form and he had her as his beneficiary, that's pretty binding. Now, it always depends, but for the most part, I don't see.
A legal battle is over.
So, again, so it says here, as Jeffrey Rollison, he filed his insurance papers back in 1987. 1987. Okay. Naming his then girlfriend as the beneficiary of his retirement account. Now, Rollison apparently went on with life after the two broke up in 1989, but he forgot to take his ex off his insurance forms. He passed away in let's see. He passed away in 2015. 2015. But this is becoming a new case, because it's like the family just realized, wait a minute, and guess how much it was? Yeah, well, y'all heard it on the soundbite, $1 million. $1 million. And they were only together, it's not saying how long they were, but I mean, Lord have mercy. My man was so distraught, he did not even, God rest his soul, sorry, but just like, this is just an example for men, women out there. When you are dating, if you are not officially, if you know that you are not living together, you don't have a home together, you know that you are not going to be becoming one anytime soon, don't do stuff like this. Please do not do stuff like this, because it's a mistake that he just never corrected, and it's too late now. His ex of 34 plus years ago, or 30 over 30 years ago, is now $1 million richer. Okay, $1 million richer off of the simple not checking your papers. Not checking your papers. Goodness gracious. I wish I did have some extras that left me as a beneficiary and I didn't know about it. And all of a sudden I just wake up, oh, $1 million? Okay. Won't it do it? Yes, yes. But I know it can't be easy for her. I'm pretty sure the gentleman's family is going to try and see how they can retrieve that money back, because it's just, I mean, obviously it's unfair. It's unfair. That money could go on to someone within his family. And I mean, again, or maybe this is just like a, hey, this was the one that he really wanted to be the one, and ended up not working out. But he just said, you know what? Lord, I'm gonna be a blessing to her because she was so good to me. And you don't know, they might have kept in contact. They might have, still became, still were friends. I mean, you never know. You never know. When I came across the story, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is insane. It was, man. It was really insane. I couldn't believe when I heard about that. I'm like, what the what? I mean, just give me a break. Let's see what I got. So yes, moral lesson. The lesson learned is that you should, and I say it again, check your papers. Check your papers, please. Check your papers. Moving on. I spoke about let's see. I spoke about R&B stars speaking up and getting kind of testy with other people within the industry, right? So recently, I'll bring up the first story, the first one. Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat, Keith Sweat, the what's some of his songs? I wanna mm, I wanna, or what's that other one he had? Uh uh I want your body. I'm sorry. Nothing against Keith Sweat. I don't find Keith Sweat really like entertaining the way people loved him back in the day. Like nothing against him. I'm all for it. Like his success, obviously it worked and it was popular and he has a huge audience that love Keith Sweat. But even when I look at old films, I'm like, the man was, good looking guy, swagged out, right? So I get why the ladies love him, but the voice sound really nasally, like, like, like I never, ever saw the hype about Keith Sweat. I didn't. I really didn't. Now, Keith Sweat's portfolio, as far as a songwriter and finding other performers, I mean, spectacular. Like he has a great ear for music. He has a great eye for talent. It has benefited him in the future. I mean, in the past, and obviously has helped him in the future as one of the iconic men. I mean, he helped find Drew Hill. Come on now, Drew Hill is one of the most iconic R&B groups of all time. I don't care what y'all say. If y'all look, fight me if y'all want to. Fight me. I'm here. Ain't no more space and opportunity. But I was never big on Keith Sweat. But I brought Keith Sweat's story first because recently he was on Sway in the Morning. Sway is a very popular a radio personnel on Sirius XM, and they had interviewed Keith Sweat, and Keith Sweat actually revealed that he co-wrote Johnny Kemp's song "Just Got Paid" with Teddy Riley and didn't get any credit. So let me go ahead and bring up this soundbite so y'all can hear it for yourself. And I'm just like, what? Like, I mean, what? And of course he's bringing it up right now. I guess Keith's at that age where was like, I don't care what I say. I said it. I said I want the world to know because this is the year of truth. Like in the words of Cat Williams, this is the year of truth. All right, let me play this for you guys.
I wanted to go back again because when I'm thinking about that time period that you came out when Heavy D and everybody was out, It was just an amazing time period. One of the people that was behind the scenes was Gene Griffith, right? And Gene Griffith had a lot of things about him that people talked about, but he backed winning, artists and projects. What was that like time and era working in and around Gene?
He didn't back me.
He didn't back you?
Gene had nothing to do with me. He took one of my records, but that was it.
Oh, okay.
Just Got Paid. I wrote that with Teddy Riley, and I never got no credit for Just Got Paid. So
Johnny Kemp song?
Yeah.
Just Got Paid.
Right. I ran into Johnny, told him to go over there. Because that actually Just Got Paid was supposed to go on my first album.
Okay.
And we had already put the credits in, so it never made the first album. So I still was. Me and Teddy wrote it, but.
I wanted to go.
And you know what? That's not the first time I hear stories like that, right? Where people, they're in the studio working on the album, they write a crap ton of songs, right? They write a crap ton of songs, and they're like, we're not gonna have enough space to really put this song. This album might only consist in maybe say 8 songs, 10 songs. Now we got albums that have like 25, 27 songs. I mean, they go crazy with the songs. I'm like, look, split that up into just multiple albums, right? But again, as an artist, and I'm no artist, but I'm assuming that each album has its own theme, right? With whatever mood you're in, it's like, okay, I need to make this into a song. I need to make this into an album. This is my summer album. This is gonna be my winter album. This is gonna be my Valentine, my love album. Okay, especially in R&B. R&B is the genre of love, sex, passion, all that stuff, heartache, breakup, everything is in R&B, right? So I hear a lot of artists say, well, I have this record, it just wasn't flowing for me, or I want to see you grow. Here, you take this song and work with it, do something with it. But it sucks that that Keith Sweat didn't get any credit for that song. That just got paid. It's Friday night. Like, I feel like every during that era, I feel like a lot of the songs had that that tune, that just like feel good music tune. I mean, just got paid. That's legendary, because who doesn't continue to sing that song, especially when you get paid? Friday night, shoot, you gonna party. You gonna you really are, though. You're gonna start working, and you're going to you just gotta party. You gotta splurge. So I thought that was pretty it was unfortunate that wasn't the, but I mean, hey, being that Keith Sweat said it, I mean, that continues to show how talented he is, because that song is a hit. And then he said he wrote it with Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley is also legendary. I mean, Blackstreet, what's the other one? Guy and Blackstreet, and he wrote for Michael Jackson. He's wrote for, I mean, so many other top tier artists, and he has some ties actually in Hampton Roads. If I might say, I think he's originally from New York, but he lived in Virginia Beach for some years, for quite a long time. I mean, again, his daughter, we went to the same like elementary school or middle school, something like that. I think she was like a year or two older than me. And so yeah, we got some strong ties. So that was Keith Sweat. Let me bring on another story still involving in R&B stars. So Jon B, the original white chocolate, okay? Because everybody know Jon B. If you don't know who Jon B, you guys are living under a rock. Jon B was the first guy people were like, oh snap, I didn't know he was white. You close your eyes, you thought you listened to a black dude, because that soulfulness in that voice, guys like him, Bobby Caldwell, like you will close your eyes and you're like, no way in hell is this a white man singing. But Jon B was the first. I would say he was one of the first. And he recently was I believe on a podcast, and he shared his thoughts on Justin Timberlake. I guess you consider another white chocolate member. His newest song called No Angels, and the music video, and he depicted it as being demonic, or described it as being demonic and trash. And he quoted, "You would sell your soul to be popular, or give your alliance to some hidden power behind the scenes." I'm like, whoa, Jon B, because he ain't backing down. So let me go ahead and play this one for you.
And starts with the influence, whether you admit it or not, yeah, I mean, look at Justin Timberlake. He wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for me. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry, but that new single though is trash, and I'm not feeling his music at all anymore. And the video is even more trash.
Come on.
I don't really like that. I don't like all this demonic shit, yo. Like you would sell your soul to be popular or something, or to give your allegiance to some hidden powers behind the scenes. Listen, we making R&B music over here, love music, yo. And I stand in the face of fear and hatred and anger and sadness, like an angel of light looking at you. I see you. Come on. I see you watching. Come on. Yeah. Everyone starts with the influence, whether you admit it or not, yeah, I mean, look at Justin Timberlake. He wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't.
So I got multiple responses for that one. So you could say that Jon B is responding as someone that sees a talented individual using his power for bad instead of good, or you can also see Jon B as being a hater because again, Jon B is someone that was very big in the late 90s, early 2000s. And could have been just for all the whole 90s era, right? Jon B has not been in the top tier status as far as his music wise for a long time. Again, you can almost call them, and no disrespect to Jon B because he's an amazing artist. His voice is timeless. His song is timeless. He has a couple songs that are very timeless, but you can almost call him a one-hit wonder singer, right? To say that why would you sell your soul again? Does he even know Justin Timberlake personally to say stuff that is true? Yeah, he sold so because that's what I can't say. I can't stand when all this beef starts picking up and people start accusing, oh, he sold his soul to the to somebody for higher pound. No, maybe okay, he's doing something, John, you could have done is get more creative with your music. I get it. People are like saying why whenever you see a music video involving demons and this and that and the other, of course you're gonna get people that say, "Oh, this is too demonic there." So this, look, I get it, but I think it's the only person I will say that I can really say, okay, his music is getting a little too bizarre, in my opinion, is Sam Smith. Because we all remember Sam Smith when he first came out. He was the "Stay with me," like he was all the soft spoken, like innocent person. Now Sam Smith is wild, like he's on stage wearing corsets and showing a lot of skin and doing a lot. Like he is very, and a lot of his songs are like kind of the same, shows the demonic ish stuff. But now look, his Justin Timberlake's album is not like that. That's one song. In R&B, there's different levels. Now I'm just saying, look, you're gonna have, again, you got love, you got breakup, you got you might have depression. Everything involves R&B. Everything involves music. Music is a way of life, man. So when artists get creative, I like the creativity. Now you can check out the music video. It's called "No Angels" by Justin Timberlake. You can check it out and leave a comment below if you're watching this video on YouTube or Rumble, or DM me. Give me your thoughts. DM me at the Arrington Gavin Show. Give me your thoughts on Justin Timberlake's newest song "No Angels." Recently, Justin Timberlake, I think he had his license taken away for a period because at the time he was arrested for DUI, and then they said there was really no alcohol found in his system, or he wasn't driving drunk. It's weird. It's weird how that goes. But right now he's still making his money, still touring, doing all that good stuff. But I'm sorry, I don't know. I think I sense a little haterade, in my opinion, John. I'm sensing a little haterade. Maybe he wanted to be on do a project with him. Maybe he pitched it to him a while back and Justin never responded, and then he just never liked him ever since. I don't know. Again, I'm probably more of a, like, I'm not crazy about Justin Timberlake, in all honesty. I know he's very popular. He's an entertaining individual, very entertaining. He can dance, he can sing, he beatbox and all that stuff. He acts. So I can see him being, a hot commodity. And in comparison to Jon B, I can see why it's like, okay, one success level is much higher. But don't start accusing, saying he sold his soul for popular or to give your I mean, it's just, again, just, you don't like the song, you don't like the song. That's your honest opinion. But then, your reason for not liking the song, you start stretching out and saying he's doing it. To me, it's kind of poor sport, right? It's poor sport, in my opinion. But that was the two stories, y'all, as far as the news in R&B. What we're gonna do? We got time. Yes, we're gonna do another commercial break. We'll come back. We'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you for staying with me, y'all. Again, you are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show, currently on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. and on all digital and streaming platforms. So we will be right back, my friends. Don't go anywhere and don't change that dial.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, next story of the day I want to bring up, let's talk a little politics, right? So recently, Donald Trump, this is reported by Axios, by the way, Donald Trump calls Harris a very inappropriate term, a slur, the letter after A and that ends with an itch. Yes, he called her that. Why? Because I'm sorry, former President Trump is what you consider the biggest crybaby of the century. He is, because he sees that he is losing, and so what's the best thing to do? Let me insult the lady's character. Let me insult the lady's appearance. Let me call her out in these weird names instead of talking about policy, which that's why you're freaking running for. He's going on a tour of just attacking. And his little puppet, what's the guy's name? JD Vance, senator out of Ohio. He's all they're doing is just insults, because why? They can't back up when it comes to information. Before, let me read this article first, and then I'll play a few sound bites for you, just to kind of give you some more examples of why this thing just frustrates me. And just y'all, please do your part. Vote. But again, I reported by Axios, it says here former President Donald Trump has been in a foul mood the past few weeks and has repeatedly called Vice President Harris I mentioned that word in private. The New York Times, Maggie Hamborough and Jonathan Swan report why it matters. Axios written extensively about this as the girls versus boys election. Very true. With Democrats crushing the women's vote, Trump advisors privately concede his misogynistic language is deeply problematic and something they worry he will unload in a public debate to his detriment. Now, look, he's already said it out publicly. I could care less, it was private talk. Look, no, he's already been saying this publicly. He might have couldn't say that, but he said words that mean that. He already called her stupid. He called her so many names out of the something. Like, come on now. We're talking about Donald Trump here. Says here that Stephen Chang, Trump's campaign communications director, told the Times that is not language President Trump has used to describe Kamala, and it's not how the campaign would characterize her. It says here that Trump said about Harris on a recent phone interview with Fox and Friends, I heard she's sort of a nasty person. at Mar-a-Lago's news conference on a recent day. He asserted Harris is not smart enough to do news conferences. He calls her a mad woman. He attacks her. He attacked at the time Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, throughout an interview on Fox Business with Maria Bartiromo, respectfully calling them mad, not even a smart person, and stone cold crazy. Again, he's on the fence now, so he doesn't know what to do. He does not know what to do. Look, let me play a few sound bites. So this is one video that is actually just describing the difference between both rallies as far as what they speak on, right? What is being shared, and who's the entertainer and who's the one you can actually take serious. So let me bring up the soundbite for you, and then I have another one that actually gives off a great description on the kind of candidate he is and the knowledge he has. Because look, it was at a rally where people that were supporters of him had asked him about, okay, what will you do in this case, that case, and he gives them the most dumbest answer. But look, let me play this first one for you. Now, this video, this is off of a social media poll that says here 90 seconds from competing Harris and Trump rallies. Check this out, guys.
Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America?
Kamala Harris, you know, it's interesting. Nobody really knows her last name. If you ask people, do you know what her last name is? Nobody has any idea what it is. Harris. It's like Harris.
All the things that make me mad about those other guys, the one thing that I will not forgive them for is their try to steal the joy from this country. Our next president brings the joy. She emanates the joy.
They don't even know who the head of our country is. Who do we have? Are we dealing with Biden? Biden probably should get out, but she should get out also. I think they should both get out.
I will take on big corporations that engage in illegal price gouging. I will take on corporate landlords that unfairly raise rents on working families.
And then he said, you know, I think J.D. Vance is weird. You know, it's a word that they use. I think he calls me that too. No, we're not. We're very solid people. You know, he wanted to debate. If we didn't have a debate, he'd still be there. Can you imagine if we didn't have a debate? Why the hell did I debate him?
Do we believe in?
I mean, like, what does he ever talk policy wise, right? You hear the difference even in crowd reaction from a Harris Waltz rally compared to a Trump Vance rally. Look, I got another video. I got another soundbite for you. So this one was taken, let's see here. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So before I bring this up, I'll give you a little background on this one. So it says here, this was posted by the Neighborhood Talk on IG. Check them out. Very great content. It says here, Trump struggles to answer how he'll bring down the cost of rent after a Trump supporter shares his kids are struggling to pay it. And he quotes, "We are going to drill, baby, drill." All right. So let me play this for you. Drill, baby, drill. I mean, come on now.
What are you going to do about bringing down the rent and things like that in the economy? Because out of 8 children that I'm a father and a stepfather to, 5 of them are struggling, and I'm giving them part of my income on a regular basis. How are you going to make the economy not just the the food and electricity, but bring down the rent prices, the housing prices, so that these kids can survive and without their parents' help?
Such a good question, Mr. President. You're right. I hear it very well. And I tell you, first of all, I love the people that you're with. I know that I must have at least 99, perhaps 100% of all of them. And I think they're incredible. We are going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring down the cost of energy. Energy is what caused the worst inflation, I think, in the history of our country. Food prices are up 50%, sometimes more. You look at bacon. Bacon is quadrupled. You can't order bacon. You can't order anything. We're living horribly. We have the worst inflation we've probably ever had in our country, and it started because of energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill, and then we're going to have China and all of these countries that were treating us good when I was there toward that. I mean, it took me a long time to get them to behave properly. All of these countries are going to, again, stop. Like 4 years ago, I could ask you, you were in great shape. You had low energy costs. You had low food costs. Everything was good. You could buy a house. You had low interest rates, 2% interest rates. You had gasoline at $1.87. Now it's $5. And by the way, going up very substantially. But you had gasoline at $1.87 a gallon. Nobody talks about that anymore. Nobody even can believe it's going to happen. It's going to happen again. We've got to get the energy prices down, and everything else is going to be tumbling down with it, the prices.
What are you going to do about?
So, again, what didn't make sense for me, yes, he speaks on energy-driven economy, which I would say is a part of just where we're at, but it's not going to make a difference for that person's cost of living. That individual just said, look, rent costs. Okay. What are you going to do for that? Affordable housing is one of the biggest issues happening, not only, federally, but I mean, just locally, right? I've been interviewing a lot of local candidates in my hometown, and affordable housing is key because you have parents that are like, look, my kid has to move at least 45 minutes out to more not secluded, but just areas that are not a lot happening around because they can't afford being here near me. And that's what's in their budget, or they have to move somewhere where they don't want to because the cost is extremely high. And when you talk to a guy that is born into money and is a billionaire, he's not relatable. I'm sorry, guys. He is not relatable at all when it comes to affordable housing. He doesn't know jack squat about affordable housing. When it comes to JD Vance had most tech and billionaires and investors invest in him, and that made him rich. So really, I'm sorry, JD Vance has not seen struggle in a long time, right? He wrote a book talking junk about his hometown. Okay, let's be honest. Like he in order for you to help the little person, you leave out and you do what you can to kind of help bring it up. They did not piss you off. Okay, they did not do anything to you besides root you on, congratulate you. Oh, he's from this area, they support you. So what can you do in return? Oh, let me write a book and make millions of dollars, become a New York Times bestseller. Oh, let's make a movie about it too. Come on now. I think at the end of the day, you know who to choose. I mean, I give you my thoughts on all the time on who I'm leaning towards. Okay, I don't agree with a lot of what my choice will who will be. I don't agree on a lot of policies and things like that that they're fighting for and stuff. But at the end of the day, I care about democracy. I care about world peace. She is a extremely highly qualified individual. I'm a big advocate for change. Okay, it's time to see a female in that office. Okay, I don't like people who are misogynistic. Okay, very rude and just classless individuals, people that think attacking someone is gonna be the reason that's why they voted for me, because I know how to talk junk and all that stuff. No, no. I get sick and tired when I hear people like saying, "Yeah, this world's really going soft. This world is going soft." When was it ever like, "Oh, we're anti-soft. We're tough as nail"? When was that ever? Okay, everybody has been the same since I was born, and I'm almost 30. Like, what is the world's getting soft? Why? Because a lot of people are talking about their I don't know, their depressions, what led them to be depressed now. Because last time I checked, if everybody was tough back then, you still had addicts, you still had drunks, you still had people that had their addictions. So what do you always say that the world is a lot softer now than we live in a very soft society? What I can't stand when I hear people that talk about that. Like they're just the all-time, like, toughest SOBs alive. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. Let's see. We're running a little low on time, but I think we have one more for our final story of the day. Check this out, guys. So, A Different World sequel series is in the works. This is reported by Deadline, and I think it's going to be in the works with Netflix. I'm very excited. So, if you haven't remembered the show A Different World, it was a very, very, very iconic show that spans, I mean, years and years ago. And let me see if I can see exactly when it was established. And this was established in 1987, went on for 6 seasons on NBC. This was a spinoff of The Cosby Show, by the way. And the original centered, it centered Denise Huxtable in the life of students at Hillman College, a fictional historically black college in Virginia. And it was inspired by students' life as an HBCU and HBCU colleges and universities. Thought that was really, really dope. So it garnered, it again made huge success. The current cast, which everybody is still here, they go on a tours to different HBCUs and speak about their life and the impact it had to society, and it still has an impact to this very day. And all the characters, everybody loves them. And I had the opportunity to meet Tempest Bledsoe of The Cosby and her husband, who was actually a character on the show. I think his name was Dwight on the program. And so this is reported by Deadline. Again, it talks about the spinoff. It says A Different World sequels chronicling Dwayne and Whitley's daughter's time at Hillman College is in early development at Netflix. Sources tell Deadline the single cam half-hour comedy comes from the writers, executive producers Felicia Pride of Bel Air and Grey's Anatomy, and executive producers Debbie Allen and Mandy Summers. Tom Werner, not Tom Warner, Tom Warner, Gina Price Blythewood, and Reggie Blythewood. Netflix did decline comments on the story, but Allen, Warner, and the rest of the whole crew that I named prior all worked on the original hit NBC series, the spinoff of The Cosby Show, which ran for 6 seasons. Allen was a director, producer. Price Bythewood and Bythewood were writers, and then Warner was executive producer of the Carter Warner Company. It again talks about what different world was and the impact that it brought on to society. Again, 1993 was the last time it had aired. So I will say it's 2024. This show could be happening in 2025. I think it would be great. I think it would be successful. You're starting to see the success of Bel Air. I remember reading about Martin's show is going to be having like a sequel to it. I think like a spinoff of like talking about younger version of Martin. So, hey, let's see. We see the success of Bel Air had. It wasn't a comedy like the actual sitcom, but this one is more dramatic. I think it will work because A Different World, the audience is so loyal and they're diehards. Okay, people adore this show and the characters on the show. Like, if people that are just known for being on A Different World, and they didn't do any other projects, they're still making money and having huge success off that program. And it was a huge impact because at that time they spoke on AIDS, they spoke about kids not finishing school, they spoke about the historic black fraternities and sororities, you name it, they spoke about it. Unprotected sex when it comes to pregnancy. I mean, they spoke about everything on this show, and it's very needed, and it still is needed today because HBCUs are still some of the most underfunded institutions in our world, right? And I've had the conversations about that before. I mean, it's back and forth with it, but I'm happy that states and in high billionaires do donate to HBCUs, which in my opinion I feel as though I feel like sometimes alumni, we can all do a little better to giving back to university. Now, I didn't go to a HBCU, but I have a lot of strong ties to HBCUs. I'm not giving them the full blame to alumni because I know that they do contribute 24/7, right? When you go to every event, homecoming, this and that, you are investing into, or when you even enter your child to that university, you are investing into that university. But yes, I do believe it is extremely important to have the knowledge, right, and understanding about HBCUs, and that's what A Different World was. And since to this day, there has not been any other show, or it hasn't been any other show that has tried to copy that theme, or at least to give a little more expertise when it comes to HBCUs. Now, I remember the show Dear White People. Dear White People was just mainly talking about it didn't take place at HBCU, but it was just very black empowerment, right? And the cross class of different cultures and learning of different cultures and things like that. So I'm excited about this. I think this will be a hit. I think it will be successful. I'm excited to look forward to that. I would like to report more, and I'll follow up you all with this story. But again, we're getting close to our time. But again, I want to thank you all for those who continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. We're growing. That's all I can say is that we're growing. And be sure to tune in every evenings, okay? Every evenings at 11 p.m., weeknights at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com to the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also tune into the program digital and streaming platforms every evenings again. And we got some great conversations coming forth for you all. We have some great guests coming forth as well. And we're just having fun. We just getting started. You hear me? We are just getting started. So again, my friends, y'all take care. God bless. Be sure to follow us on all different platforms. Mainly Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Smooth Club Media, as well as our Rumble channel, The Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate that. Until next time, my friends, y'all be easy, stay blessed. Make sure you are registered to vote. If not, you better get your asses registered to vote right now. And if you have some friends that are not registered, get them registered into, and please get them involved in understanding on how important this election season is, okay? Local, state, federal, the whole 9 yards. So be ready to vote. All right. Y'all take care. I'm out.